Before we get into this wild story, tell me which country you're watching from. This one's going to be good. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and stay till the end, because this HOA Karen had no idea who she was calling the cops on. Let's just say she made the biggest mistake of her life. The morning sun stretched over a quiet suburban neighborhood, the kind of place where lawns were perfectly trimmed and mailboxes looked cloned from the same mold. It was supposed to be peaceful, but peace doesn't last long when a self-appointed neighborhood queen decides she runs the show. That queen was the HOA president, a woman everyone referred to simply as Karen. I had moved into that neighborhood only a few months earlier. After years of service as county sheriff, I wanted a slower pace. I bought a small house on the edge of the development, not too close to the center of gossip, but close enough to keep an eye on the place. The property backed up to woods and had a bit of land, perfect for quiet weekends and target practice. From day one, Karen was suspicious of me. Maybe it was because I didn't attend the weekly HOA meetings, or because I didn't decorate my mailbox like everyone else. Maybe it was because I carried myself like someone who didn't need her approval. Whatever it was, she didn't like me. At first, it was little things. She left warning notes about my non-compliant mailbox color. Then came a letter about my front porch flag being too large for the neighborhood standard. I brushed it off. I had dealt with people like her my whole career, those who craved control but had no authority to back it up. Then, one afternoon, everything changed. It was a warm Saturday, and I decided to take my motorcycle into town. As usual, I holstered my sidearm, a legal, open-carry weapon, perfectly within state law. I wasn't trying to show it off. It was just second nature. Years in law enforcement teach you to always be prepared. But Karen spotted me that day. She was standing by the HOA office with her clipboard, taking photos of a neighbor's grass height when she saw me walk out of my garage. Her eyes went wide, and she froze like she'd just seen a ghost. Then, without missing a beat, she reached for her phone. Later, I found out she called 911 to report an armed man walking around threatening the neighborhood. I was halfway down the street when I saw the flashing lights in my rearview mirror. I pulled over, calm as ever. The deputies who stepped out of their patrol cars looked uneasy, not because of me, but because they recognized me. I trained half of them myself. They approached, and I could tell the call had come in as priority one. They were tense, hands hovering near their holsters, eyes darting between me and the squad cars. Then one of them recognized me fully, and the confusion began to spread. Meanwhile, Karen came storming down the sidewalk, waving her phone and shouting accusations. She was convinced she had caught some kind of criminal. She told them I was dangerous, that she had witnessed me brandishing a firearm in public. She even claimed she was the authority in the neighborhood and demanded my arrest on the spot. The deputies turned to me, silently waiting for me to handle it. I pulled my wallet from my back pocket and flipped it open, showing my badge, the same badge she was demanding I be arrested for wearing. Her face went pale. It took her a few seconds to process what she was seeing. The same man she'd been yelling at for weeks, the one she tried to fine for his mailbox, was the county sheriff. The deputies confirmed it out loud. The color drained from her face faster than I'd ever seen. She tried to backpedal immediately. She said she was just looking out for the community, that she didn't know who I was. But the damage was already done. The false report had gone through. It triggered a full emergency response. Multiple units, lights, sirens, the whole 9 yards. In most cases, that kind of call leads to fines or worse. But I decided to handle it calmly. Instead of pressing charges, I filed an official report about misuse of emergency services. From that point on, every officer in the county knew exactly who Karen was. But she didn't stop there. The next week, she sent a formal HOA complaint claiming my armed presence made residents uncomfortable. The board, clearly intimidated by her, called for a special meeting. I attended, of course, in uniform this time. The room went silent when I walked in. Karen looked like she wanted to sink into her chair. I listened as she rambled about community image and neighborhood safety. When she finished, I simply reminded everyone that open carry was not only legal, it was protected by state law. And, for the record, I was law enforcement. That meeting was the last time she ever spoke about me publicly. But the story didn't end there. Months later, I learned through a neighbor that she had been bragging online about getting the sheriff in trouble. Screenshots made their way to me. She had posted in local groups calling me a danger to the community. So, I took one last step. I called a meeting myself, not with the HOA, but with the property developer. Turns out, Karen had been violating multiple HOA bylaws herself, including unauthorized use of funds for security patrols. The developer had had enough of her. Within a month, she was removed as president, her privileges revoked, and her power stripped completely. The day the new HOA president came by to apologize for her behavior, I stood outside cleaning my motorcycle. The neighborhood was quiet again. No fake complaints, no warning letters, no 911 calls. Karen had moved away. Word spread fast about why she left. Some said she couldn't handle being embarrassed. Others said she was terrified of facing legal consequences. Either way, she vanished without a trace. As for me, life finally returned to normal. I still wear my badge, still ride my bike, and yes, I still carry legally. The difference is, now everyone waves when they see me, even the new HOA president. Sometimes, karma doesn't come with handcuffs or shouting. Sometimes it's just the quiet realization that the person you tried to control was the one who had authority all along. So next time someone like Karen decides to call the cops, they might want to make sure they know who they're calling them on. And that's the story of how an HOA Karen tried to have me arrested, not realizing I was the sheriff the whole time. Tell me where you're watching from, what country you're in, and if you enjoyed this one, hit that like button, subscribe, and stay tuned for more wild HOA and Karen stories just like this. Because as we've learned, some people don't understand authority until it pulls up wearing a badge.